Well, hello there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you might be. We're going to be talking about the notice board today, and also we're going to be talking about the estate shop a little bit as well. So, if you like the topic or what I'm about to talk about, please make sure to like the video and leave your comments down below. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So it is no secret that at some point within the next, let's call it a week or two, we should be getting Guild Wars. So Guild Wars is going to be, well, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we have some clues. One of the clues is going to be that Liam, during the last AMA, noted that Arena was not going to be the only thing involved with Guild Wars. So, by that, what I understood is that there's going to be many different aspects of the game that are going to play a role within Guild Wars. So that leads me to the estate, obviously, which is the guild, and the notice board, which is one of the things that is done by the estate members of the guild. So these tasks, they are going to be essential for the competition aspect of Guild Wars. So I have 5 tips for you guys to get your notice board game up so you can better contribute to your guild and be a better member of your respective estate. So now that I got all of the Guild Wars stuff out of the way, let's get into it. The first tip that I got for you is start early. Now, I understand that not a lot of you are awake when the game resets, but if you happen to be awake, it would be a good idea to just knock out the first task. Get it going. As soon as the game restarts for the day, you should be getting your first task in. So, why do I say this? Because these tasks take a lot of time. And I am lucky enough that, I get to basically get my first task done before I wake up, because like I go to sleep near reset time. So usually by the time I wake up, my first task is already done. So I'm lucky for that aspect. But if you're not as lucky as me, there are some strategies that you could be implementing. Like, for example, tip number 2, use timers and alarms. Timers and alarms just make it a little bit easier for you to actually, be notified of the thing that you want to do. Because a standard notification from the app is probably not gonna cut it. It's probably not gonna cut it. unless for whatever reason you have your notifications set to a very weird and annoying sound. Maybe if that is the case, maybe you can get it done. But if you don't have such customization in your phone, then maybe you should just put on a timer or an alarm to help you out. Tip number 3, work your way down the notice board. So if I go to the high difficulty tasks and I happen to not find a task that I want, then maybe I should consider going down to the next level and keep looking and moving on, so on and so forth. Now I want to leave these last 2 levels for last, like when there's very little time left, because you actually want your teammates that are lower level to be able to get those. Now, if there's like maybe like 8 hours left in the day and not many of those have been completed, you see a lot of them that are available, then by all means, just take a couple of them, okay? Because if your teammates aren't doing them, then just go ahead and pick them up. But always give them plenty of time to just be grabbing those tasks, okay? Just so you work with your teammates, because this is kind of like a team effort, right? Now, tip number 4, do any tasks available, even the ones that you do not like. Okay, now we have to talk about the enhancement stones, right? These guys right here, the upgrade stones. I know you guys like those. I know you do. But if you don't catch one of those, please look at the other ones, right? Look at the other tasks that we have, essence. These things, they get used, you know? And if they don't get used by yourself, I can assure you they get sold. So there is an estate offering, okay? There is an estate offering right here. So even if you particularly do not like the items, then maybe consider the estate offering as the reason for you to do the task. Okay? Which leads me to my final tip, which is look at the estate contribution, and if the items are on high demand, you could maybe consider doing those. One example is the condition potions. The condition potions, every time they hit the shop, they are basically sold out. They don't last even like a minute in the shop. So maybe try to focus if you're like trying to play this in favor of the estate. If you're just saying, okay, I didn't get the task that I wanted, so I'm just gonna get one that is good for the estate, then you should probably consider doing some condition potions, because they are sold out almost immediately after reset. And the more we have, the better, of course. So, I want to talk about another thing, which is a chart that I have in front of me, but you particularly in the video haven't seen up to now. This chart contains a lot of information about the Noticeboard contributions. As you can see, it contains the resource in question, the difficulty, the requirements, which are the stats, the number of items that are contributed to the estate shop, and the gems contributed if those items are sold out immediately. So, what do I want to say about this chart that I have right here? Well, first and foremost, let's go down to the bottom. So, let's just talk about some of these resources. For example, condition potions. In total, there are 150 condition potions that could be contributed to the estate shop each and every day. And if all of them sell out, the estate would get 150 gems for those condition potions. Now, if, for example, let's take lapis, for example. There's a total of 23,000 lapis that is up for grabs in the estates each and every day. If all of it gets sold out, very hard to do. I understand that. If all of it gets sold out, that's 23,000 gems for the estate each and every single day. Now, obviously, that is easier said than done, but that might be something to consider. There's a lot of potential for this game if we, do the things that are more valuable for the broader group. So let's talk about the stones. So the enhancement stones, the level 4 ones, the purple ones, only 10 per day. And in total, they would contribute 375 gems if sold out. Or at least that's at the price that I have them set at. The level 5 ones, which are the gold ones, 5 of them only available. And if they were all to be sold, 250 gems. So these are just examples. In total, the estate can provide a total of 25,463 gems per day. The shop, the estate shop, that is the maximum based on the prices that I have set in my estate shop. Obviously, if you increase the prices in your shop, this number could go up, but at the end of the day, what matters if the items get actually sold. That's kind of what matters. So this is just like an example number, to be perfectly honest. I don't really expect it to play out exactly like that. So let's talk about these numbers right here. So this is the total amount in the entire season that the estate would receive if this number right here plays out every day perfectly for the entire season. Of course, that is easier said than done. That is probably not going to happen anyways. But it's good to contemplate these things and know what the potential is, which is the ceiling, right? So what is that number? This number right here. What is this number divided by the total amount of members, which is 100 in total, max for the estate, is 3,565. Now you can only distribute 30%, so that would imply a distribution of 1,069 gems. Obviously, that grows with time because not all resources are being used when distributing. So every single season, this number should go up. Now, I want to talk about this part as well. Now, it might be hard to get tasks done if an estate reaches full capacity. So, my advice to you is that you make the best of what you have, because if your estate goes up to 100 members, then there's only 1.2 tasks per member available. Technically speaking, the estate can function with 25 members if all 25 members happen to grind out 4 tasks per day. Technically speaking. Well, it would probably need a little bit more than 25 members, but in general, the estate could function with a less number than 100. Probably it could function very well if you have 50 players that are very, very, very active. It could function very, very well, but that's just a point that I'm trying to make. As it stands today, it is easier for the individual player if the estate doesn't have too many members, because they kind of want to have the flexibility of being able to do the tasks that they want. Now, for the estate as a whole, it is better to have 100 members. That is what functions better for the group, because you're going to, clear out more tasks, and the more tasks you clear out, the more stuff ends up right here in your shop, which gets sold, and half of that goes into your distribution. So you have to think about these things from a logical point of view. You want more tasks being done, so you get a better distribution. And at some point, when Guild Wars comes around, it's gonna matter even more, because I don't really know what the potential rewards for Guild Wars is going to be, but we can only imagine the impact of those rewards. So yeah, this has been a very interesting video. I hope that you liked it, and if you did, please let me know in the comments what was the part that you liked the most, what piece of information you thought was more interesting, and please also give it a like. I do have a Discord as well in case you are new here, and we would love to have you there. One last point is that I am streaming every Monday at reset time, which is 00 UTZ. So if you want to show up and chat with me, and maybe see me getting my ASS kicked, or maybe I can get to kick some as well, well, then I would appreciate that. I'm just trying to make, the whole streaming thing a thing. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope to see you guys